As we step into the new year, the promise and excitement of fresh beginnings often prompt us to revisit unfinished projects of the past. For me, it was time to get reacquainted with one particular endeavor. To finally finish repairing broken ceramics using the art of Kintsugi. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning visitor, welcome back. I'm Mika, this is Jessie, and this is our dog Pancake. We're Canadians living in an Akiya, one of the many abandoned homes in Japan. And join me in the Japanese countryside as I use lacquer and gold for the first time. If you're wondering what Kintsugi is, it's an art form that uses urushi, a natural adhesive from lacquered tree sap, serving as both glue and protective coating in Japanese lacquerware. Traditionally, pure gold powder is applied during the final stage of the process, giving Kintsugi its distinctive and radiant finish. However, Kintsugi is also a meticulous process that involves layers of urushi, with days of drying in between each step. Setting aside my Kintsugi project for 2 years, it was time to get reacquainted with the tools required for this project. As winter drizzles outside, spending a day inside working on old projects with a movie or two playing in the background felt like the perfect way to pass a cold winter day here in the Japanese countryside. While I started on this Kintsugi project, I want to thank Surfshark, today's sponsor for this video. Cozying up to work on this project, I thought, finally, I can have a movie marathon watching all my favorite Studio Ghibli films on Netflix. Nope. But then, I realized these beloved classics from Japan aren't even available to watch here, but rather in the UK. Instead of hopping onto a plane to catch Totoro, I can simply use Surfshark to change my location. This way, I can enjoy the company of Totoro while I engage in my crafting projects at home. Surfshark also makes it super easy for me to keep my privacy and security in check, especially if I'm out using cafe Wi-Fi. I can rest assured that Surfshark has my back, encrypting my online activities, protecting me from malware, and ensuring my personal info stays safe no matter where I am. Surfshark has a 30-day money-back guarantee, which means you can sign up and give it a try without any commitment. If you do decide to try it, be sure to use my exclusive MyGoMika link so you can enjoy 4 extra months on your Surfshark VPN subscription. Originating in the late 15th century, Kintsugi embodies the principles of wabi-sabi by celebrating beauty in imperfection. However, Kintsugi is just as much an exercise in patience. Each layer of urushi requires days to fully dry and cure, prolonging the Kintsugi process. After waiting a few days, it was time for one of the most exciting steps of the Kintsugi process, adding gold powder. The key is to apply this precious and limited material to a thin layer of fresh lacquer. Careful not to disrupt the application with your brush or get too carried away with the lacquer. In the end, I applied a bit too much lacquer, which absorbed the last of the gold powder I had into a dull red finish. It was a clumsy and, ultimately, expensive mistake to make, requiring a new order of gold powder and additional days added to this project.
Whoa! Holy moly!
With my new order of gold powder finally delivered, I was ready to complete this project. The gold's initial appearance was dull, far from what I had envisioned. The polishing step ahead was my final act of trust in the process. gosh, it's turning gold!
Have a look.
That needs a bit more time.
It's gold.
And then look at this one.
Oh wow.
That one's shiny,
That's
eh?
shiny. Woo.
Yeah. After more than 2 years, plus a few weeks of work, I can proudly say my first Kintsugi pieces are now complete. It may not be perfect, but I love that it captures the flaws of my first Kintsugi attempt, and reminding me that even the clumsiest efforts can shine in their own way. And all the more experience for the next time. I'd love to hear about your own crafting endeavors this year. What are the projects you're excited to dive into? And thank you to all who have subscribed and liked this video. If you're interested in an extended, no voiceover version of this video, you can watch it and other videos like it on my Patreon. Until next time, bye!
Oh, look at that!
Pancake, Pancake, stop cooking. Look at that. Look, Pancake. It's getting cold. Right.
Your neighbor's yard. Pretty sure that's what you do. It's right over the fence.
Oh.